flag. You know, people died for that flag, and here you are disrespecting it. I don't really follow that argument. I don't understand how you are being rude to soldiers for not standing during the national anthem. Because I'm pretty sure that soldiers did not die for the national anthem. Sure, they died for things like freedom. The national anthem has nothing to do with freedom. I don't remember anywhere in the American national anthem where it talks about let's be nice to poor people, where it talks about healthcare is a good thing. You know, if someone's bleeding to death, call an ambulance for them. That's not in there. Like, the people, what I'm trying to say is, the people who are saying that the national anthem is this big epic thing seem to misunderstand, like, seem to have a different understanding of words than I do. And, like, if, okay, so it's a symbol. Okay. So it's not literal. Okay. Let's go with this argument. So it's disrespectful, not because of what the song says specifically, but because of, you know, they're being rude. Well, first off, a lot of these people complaining probably have Confederate flags. They know somebody who has a Confederate flag. Those people fought against those values that you know what I mean? So rather than fight be mad at the 6 guys who are protesting police brutality, how about you go against the Confederate flag guys first? Once you get that sorted out, sure, if you're still pissed off, come at the protesters. You know, once you've also dealt with the white supremacists and all the other people who are fucking crazy and are not protesting police violence and things like that, but they're protesting actual racism and whatnot. I mean, they're actually promoting, you know what I mean. But here's what I don't understand, okay? So you are an NFL football player, okay? Now, you have decided that there's some police brutality going on that you don't like, or whatever you're trying to protest. Now, did you get a history book? Did you be like, okay, well, what did Martin Luther King do, or some other, you know, respected protester, guy fighting for somebody's rights, or, you know, for the right thing to do? What book was this fucker reading? What history book? Or how did he get it into his head that kneeling during the anthem is a effective form of protest? What the fuck? Like, I can understand that, you know, one side is like, oh, you need to respect the country, you're being disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. And the other side is like, well, he's got the right to protest. They're both missing the point. This is a dumb protest. The reason for the protest isn't dumb. But why, like, what does the national anthem of the United States have to do with police? Or state troopers, or whatever? I'm getting really pissed off at these rocks. Also, you gave me some advice earlier to put some lights in my base. Now, you've seen in a previous video that I have some lights in my base. But what I did was, because your advice is important and valuable and good and all those kind of things, I added lights to my... I added more lights. So the next time around the base, I'll show you. It just gets to me, like, these are NFL football players, right? So if they want, they can get their face out there. It's not like Jane down the street is really upset about police brutality, but she doesn't have a voice, right? Like, so she writes into like a newspaper. Like, that's the best she can do. And good for her. But, a letter to the editor in the St. Albert News doesn't have the same effect as a football player, right? But the thing is Kaepernick isn't wearing a sign saying I'm not down with police brutality. Do you know what I mean? Like, it took a while for people to actually get to the point where, like, okay, what is he doing and why? Like, here's a guy who could have gone on national television. I realize football is national. I get it. But he could have been listening. This is important. I think we need more police oversight. I think we need more police training. Racism is a problem in this country. We need to be more forgiving, blah, blah, blah. He didn't say anything. No words came out of his mouth. That's the problem that I'm having. Is that... Yeah, so he was kneeling during the anthem. Yeah, it pisses some people off and they want to find out what he's fighting for, but he didn't provide anything. He didn't provide any solutions. He just kneeled. And he's waiting for everyone else to do the rest of the work, kind of a thing. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so fast forward to recently. Remember I was saying like half a dozen were saying we're doing this? Well, Trump opened his mouth and he said that the owners of the football teams should fire anyone who kneels. So 200 people kneeled because they don't like fucking Trump, right? And he should keep his fucking mouth shut. I thought that was hilarious. Now, one owner has told his, I guess they're employees, that he will fire them if they kneel during the anthem. And some people are up in arms because that's taking away somebody's right to protest. And I understand, like, you gotta fight for the rights. You can't let rights like that be impinged, because if you can start saying, well, you can't protest in this way, you can't protest in that way, even though it's non-violent, blah blah blah, it's not breaking any laws, well, you're infringing on people's rights and you're fucking with proper protest. So we don't want to be letting people do that. So you shouldn't be listening to Trump and firing people because they're protesting during the anthem. But at the same time, can't you guys like it would make a lot more sense to me if they boycotted the game. Like they said, listen, in good conscience, given what Trump said, I'm not going to play tonight. And then, instead took a week off and spent that week campaigning, protesting. Actually did some not just kneeling for 15 seconds during the anthem and then standing up and playing a game of football. Like, put your money where your mouth is, kind of thing. Anyway, it's really bugging me how little metal I'm getting. Anyway, that really bugged me. How ineffectual it seems. Because even all these guys that are now doing it just to piss off Trump, okay, so you pissed off Trump. Everything pisses off Trump in about 3 seconds. So, one, great, you are as annoying to Trump as everything else. And B, he's going to forget about you because he's going to see something shiny in in 2 seconds and forget you even exist. So what's the point? Now, unlike a lot of things recently, which I realize you don't check Facebook a lot, but I've been typing things on Facebook, I didn't respond because, one, I'm not American.